Okay, hello guys, welcome back to the channel now. It has been a hell of a past 10 weeks. I think that the last time I actually vlogged something and uploaded it was roughly about 8-9 weeks ago, so it has been a hell of the past 2 months. So firstly, I do want to hugely apologise for my lack of accountability on doing these YouTube videos. I feel like I've not been... It's not even that I've been in a deep dark place or anything like that. There's just been like so much going off, which I will explain during this video. This is just going to be like a sit down talk video on obviously how the past 8 weeks have been, what's happened, what's cracked off, and then essentially what the updates are and the aim for the final part of the prep. So obviously the last that you heard of me, I'd competed in UK DFBA Heart of England. I was digging a little deeper for WNBF and the UK DFBA British Finals, and that was going to be my season. That was going to be it. That was going to be done. I should have finished my season 3 weeks ago. Now, things have changed, and I feel like they have changed the best way possible, because at the end of the day it's changed and it's now better for me. And at the end of the day, like, this prep is for me. It's not for anyone else. It's not for like my coach, it's not for my partner, it's not for my family. It is literally my prep for me. So I just want to delve in with the new things that have happened. So during this time of prep, this is going off the topic of prep, I have gone from working in my massage room at Physique Evolution to now working in the clinic, because the clinic is so bougie. The clinic at Ultraflex Derby, and I've been there now for just under a month. I think it's a month tomorrow. Wow, I've not got anything to say apart from positive stuff. I mean, the change in my business prospects, the change in my overall mood, the change of my mood going to work, coming home from work, I am just in a much more positive environment. I am with and surrounded by athletes and members of staff who take their training really seriously and actually really look after their bodies. I've met some amazing clients, new and obviously my returning ones who was training at Ultraflex all the time, now have the benefit of me being there, so they don't have to travel, which is absolutely incredible. And essentially, I cannot believe that I'm now in a place where I never thought I would be. I'm going to go somewhere a bit lighter because this room is quite dark. So an amazing opportunity that has been provided for me, and I absolutely have fallen back in love with my main job as the sports therapist. Now, being in the best gym in Derby, and arguably the best gym in the UK, it definitely makes you feel important and like you're serving a purpose, basically. But cut a long story short, I applied for a job with the company that used to be there, which literally they just moved their stuff out yesterday, which was quite bittersweet. And when they offered me the job, I wasn't able to take it because the money was nowhere near what I was already making on my own, so I had to decline, and I was absolutely gutted by that, simply because I want to level up my services. I wanted to level up my location, and essentially I was ready for a big move. And even though it's like 8 or 9 months later, and you know, it's completely different. So instead of being employed by someone again, I've stayed self-employed, and it made it better in the long run, because I'm still self-employed. I now share a room with the elite osteo. His name's Abdul. So if you're wanting osteopath treatment, so like chiropractic or a click and postural alignment, then that is the person you need to go to. So I'll give him a little shout out on my YouTube, because he is the one that has let me share the room with him, which I'm truly grateful for. But yeah, obviously that has kept me busy, that has kept my mind off the difficulties of prep, and if I'm honest, it's just made the prep a lot smoother. It's also helped me implement a much stricter routine, so then I'm getting up earlier, I'm going to bed earlier, and essentially it's just made my life a lot more organised, which I'm really grateful for, and it's definitely something that I needed, especially when it comes to post-show next week, okay? So that's that, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who books in for a massage, who obviously recommends me to people, because I've had so many new people come because someone said how good my service is, and that to me just melts my heart. It honestly makes me feel so worthy of the job that I do, and that I'm just so passionate about the job that I do. But yeah, on to prep. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that I have now started, well, I've been with my partner now for a month, and I had my partner take over my prep. Now, there's no drama, there's no like, oh my god, what happened here? There's no like sneaky bits or anything like that. It was literally just a case of me and Finn just had different values of my prep, and at the end of the day I just had to do what's best for me, okay? So obviously looking at the UKDFBA Heart of England, I shouldn't have stepped on that stage. I just shouldn't have. I was nowhere near ready. I was 8 pounds heavier than what I am now, by the way. And I wasn't ready to not get looked at. I wasn't ready to not get noticed. I was ready to like stand out as an athlete and go, wow, I've been gone for 3 years, like this is how much progress I've made. And that first show was so devastating for me because I wasn't lean enough, I don't have the size, and overall I did feel quite humiliated and devastated and heartbroken, and I'm happy to say it now because that's just how I felt. And I wasn't lean enough, I wasn't ready, and on top of that, the figure standard this year has just been incredibly good, like crazy good, and that's okay. Like, I completely get that. Obviously we had the 4 weeks in between UKDFBA Heart of England, WNBF Supernaturals, and it got to a week out of WNBF Supernaturals and my weight had come down by like a couple of pounds, but it wasn't coming down and I wasn't getting better conditioned. Like, there wasn't a significant difference of my condition or the weight, and I was getting introduced into another linear load. Now, if you don't know what a linear load is, we slowly bring carbs up, okay? And last time that happened, we had brought carbs up until Thursday and then we cut them down, which I feel just didn't work for me. And by the time I'd got on stage, you can see it here, like my midsection was bloated and distended. I'd lost all my pump and stuff like that. Like, I was not looking like I'd prepped for 20 weeks. And yes, I was scared that I was going to go back to what I looked like at UKDFBA Heart of England. So obviously I turned around and said, look, I would much rather try and deplete and try and get much more body fat off as much as I can before then loading, which this is what we disagreed with. But again, it's nothing bad. Like, this doesn't mean that I'm saying that my old coach had like a bad service or anything like that. Like, check-ins, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Like, he would check in on me every single time that he needed to. Check-in feedback, 20 minutes. Like, it was absolutely incredible. The thing that, for me, I needed from someone was to literally dig me into the ground as much as I needed to in order to get to that certain level of leanness. And I don't think anyone is willing to do it apart from Jack. And the reason being mainly is because of obviously what happened with my coach prior to signing up with Finn. So if you don't already know, I had a really bad experience. And the thing is, I don't want it to be an excuse for my poor standards that I feel like I showed on that first stage. I don't want people to be turning around going, oh, but you know, she had a really bad experience. Oh, but you know, we need to think about health, because at the end of the day, like, if you're doing a bodybuilding prep, you need to be fully aware that health is not the priority, especially in the depths of prep. And I'm completely aware of that. Like, I will do anything. Like, literally, what did someone quote? I think it was Martin who quoted this, like, bodybuilder, IFBB Pro Olympian Martin. Like, if you tell me to eat soil, I'll ask if I can have water with it. Like, I will do anything to get to the condition that I need to be at. And I just don't think that I got pushed as much as I could have in the time frame that I had. So I asked Jack to take over just because I know that he knows me very well. He probably knows me better than I know myself. And on top of that, he knows how to push me, and he will push me. And, like, there's no way that I can cheat or do anything bad or have any, like, impulsive thoughts about food or anything like that, because he lives with me and he's here with me. So Like, not that he needs to keep his eye on me all the time, but like, I'm there and I've got to be accountable for every second of the day. And it has been incredible. So within the first week of being with Jack, I dropped roughly 4.5 pounds, which is absolutely mad. So when I got on stage for WNBF and UKWA British Finals, I got first call outs, I got placed up against the bigger girls, and yes, I missed out on size, but my conditioning was a hell of a lot better. So I'll put a photo difference from show number 1 and show number 3 here. And overall, this prep has been difficult. I am currently 3 kilograms lighter than my lightest weight last season, and currently also 3 kilograms lighter than I was the first show round. So I'm going to go into the aims for the rest of the prep, because obviously I'm now, how many days out? I'm 10 days out from my final show, and I'm just going to go through the plans of what's going to happen, okay? So I am 10 days out from the PCA Open in Hull, which I'm really, really looking forward to. Obviously, I've not done a PCA show since I did bikini back in 2021. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the PCA run, if they run the same as what they did 3 years ago, or if they run differently. Obviously, it's a new venue, so I'm really looking forward to it because it's a bigger venue as well. The only downside, obviously, is the fact that it's 2.5 hours away. But that's fine, because guess who's driving? Me. Because there ain't no way that I'm being a passenger princess on my final show day, because I get really annoying as a passenger and also get travel sick. So they're two things that I don't want, because I don't want to be stressed and I don't want to be vomiting on the way to my show or the way back to the show. Like, there's just no way, okay? So yeah, I'm fully aware that again, it's an assisted show, so there are potentially going to be some like competitors against me that are assisted, but am I aware of that? Yeah. Am I going to use it as an excuse if I don't place well? No, not at all. I'm accountable for that, and I know that, and I'm up for the challenge, okay? So that's really, really exciting. So currently I am weighing in at 99.8 pounds. 99.8 pounds, so that is roughly just over 45 kilograms, okay? Absolutely crazy. I haven't seen this weight since I actually started my bodybuilding journey over 4 years ago, which is actually insane. I don't want to put any checking photos up yet because I don't feel like I'm ready to do that. Just because I want to keep it on the down low, and that's why I've been kind of quiet, because I've kind of been keeping my plans on the down low because I don't want everyone to know, not that I don't want everyone to know my business, but because I've made a few tweaks and changes and stuff like that, I just don't want people thinking that I'm doing things for a certain reason, or like, yeah, you know what, don't get me wrong, I do have a fear of other people's opinions. Like, when I moved from thin to Jack, I had the fear of other people's opinions going, oh, she's just coach hopping, oh, you know, stuff like that. But actually, everyone was really open and went, you know what, you got to do best for what you want, and you got, at the end of the day, it's your prep, and you need to get out of it what you want. And on top of that as well, like, as an online coach myself, I've got to represent my business and my standards when it comes to competing, because in the long run, I do want clients to step on stage. I do want clients to compete, and I want clients to look at me and go, yeah, I can trust her as a coach, because look, she's gotten lean. She's gotten on stage. She's represented that role model for me. That's my motivation, or that's my discipline. Like, she's got up on stage in condition. She can take me there. Like, I don't want people looking at me going, oh, well, she didn't get lean enough and she's not big enough, so, like, why should she coach me? Like, I want people to feel like they can trust me. And I feel like unless I get lean enough, then I don't deserve to be coaching people who step on stage. I know there's loads of coaches out there who's never stepped on stage, and they do have clients who step on stage and do really well. That's absolutely fine. I'm not saying that every coach isn't worthy if they haven't stepped on stage. It's just my opinion for me, and that's it really. That is pretty much it. But yeah, so 10 days out from the PCA in Hull. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to do a lot more footage when it comes to post-show and the new meal plan when I do go post-show, because me and Jack have already planned out my new meal plan, which I'm really excited for. I've got a photo shoot the weekend after my show, so that's also going to keep me in the reins a bit, because obviously I'm going to do a YouTube video on post-show, my recommendations and advice and stuff like that, and support for you guys who may be in their post-show phase now, or they may be in their post-show phase when either this video comes out or the next one that I do about post-show. I think it's going to be really, really good. And it's going to give you an insight, because I've done post-show before. I kind of know what I'm expecting, but I've never been this lean before. I've never prepped to this extreme before, so it may be a complete new experience for me. But again, I know I've got Jack by my side. I know I've got the right support behind me. And there's a few little tricks that I've implemented for myself, which I know are going to help me the long run of this post-show and rebound and off-season phase, which is going to put me in the best position possible to be able to do my off-season as productively as possible without gaining too much weight too quickly and then having to mini cut straight away. Because if you're mini cutting straight away after you've done your shows, it's not good. It's not good at all. And yeah, I feel like people need to be exposed to this a little bit more, just so they're aware of the risks and stuff like that when it comes to post-show. So yeah, at the minute, my calories are really low, my expenditure is really high, and it is literally the final dig until the final show. So at the minute, we're depleting, and then I think at the weekend, Jack's giving me a high day, depending on my visuals and my weight, and then from Monday, I'm then fat loading. So I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to fat load, so no carbs, fat loading. It's not going to be much more fats, it's just going to be a little bit more, because obviously my body doesn't need a lot because I'm tiny. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so Thursday and Friday we're going to bump up the carbs. Saturday we're going to trim it back a little bit, start the dehydration process, and then on Sunday, obviously I don't think I'll be on till like late afternoon. That's when I will then start implementing carbs again, just keep me as calm and stress-free as possible. And then I'm also going to be taking my camera along with me as much as I possibly can when it comes to that final show day. And then on top of that, yes, I have got a day the next day of like an off-plan day. So basically it is a kind of eat what I want under like circumstances. So I've got calories to hit. So I think they're at roughly 2,000, 2,500. So I have a full day where I can kind of just like enjoy food, be mindful, and just have a range of foods that I know that I'm going to enjoy, which aren't actually going to fuck me up. But I will go through that more into depth on the day. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update, because it's been a while and I feel like I owe you guys a update, because it's been too long and I've just been really busy. And yeah, it's just been a crazy couple of months. So I hope you all enjoyed that. It's just a bit of realism from me and just a bit of honesty, and just showing you, well, telling you guys what's cracked off really. Not a lot, but it's just, I've just been still ticking the boxes, but a few things have changed, and I feel like I've not really mentioned it on Instagram, and I've not really mentioned it to anyone really who, like, I don't know, I just felt like it'd be good if I spoke about it on here. So if you liked this, please subscribe, please like and share, and then from there, I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is, and I will speak to you guys in the next one.